Lisa Salters is back, of course, with Joe Buck and
Miss
Troy
Lisa.
Aikman. We had to get the Miss Lisa in. You know about that. All right, let's talk about the long and winding road, Lisa, that brings Geno Smith back here to New York. What did he say about that journey that's made him a different player now that he returns around this time?
Yeah, Laura, and hey guys, it's hard not to root for a guy like Geno Smith, right? He'll be returning to MetLife Stadium tonight for his first start in 2,535 days at this stadium. Smith has played for both New York franchises after being drafted by the Jets in 2013. And though his years here didn't go as he would have liked, Smith said he never stopped believing that he could be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I had to battle through some things, he said, but that just makes my story that much sweeter. Since he became Seattle's starter to begin last season, Smith has a 70% completion rate, highest in the league during that span. Pete Carroll told us that even he may have underestimated the power of just how much Smith believed in himself and how hard he was working behind the scenes waiting for his opportunity. It was real, Pete said, and he never gave up on himself. That's an extraordinary mentality. But perhaps Geno Smith said it best when he told me after that week one win on Monday night last season. Remember it, Laura, when he said, they wrote me off, but I didn't write back.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that, because as you're going through this, I'm trying to think, what was that line that he said? Of course, you ended up telling us. They wrote me off. I didn't write back. Thanks to Lisa. We'll see you in just a couple hours right here. We are getting you ready for Monday Night Football tonight here from MetLife Stadium. Here on the Meadowlands, let's see some of the tailgating. I'm told we're going to go to some footage of that because we do love some tailgating. Well, those are the tailgate tents. I wonder if we're going to see any food.
They ain't got no gumbo. No jambalaya.
Whip up some gumbo for these people.
I don't like it.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Laura said food and Marcus jump out of his chair.
The least shocking thing of the day is Dan says he doesn't like gumbo. Time now for a DraftKings Sportsbook Same Game Parlay. For that, we do turn to Dan for this one. All right, let's start with Daniel Jones. Over under 217.5 passing yards tonight.
Come on, Daniel Jones. Let's make some money. I'm going over. This defense for Seattle has given up 348, 323, and 361 through the air in their first 3 games. I think Daniel Jones has the opportunity to have a good night through the air.
Dan takes the over. Okay, over under 66.5 receiving yards for DK Metcalf.
I'm going to go over again as well. They're going to see a lot of man coverage versus the Giants defense. He averages 72. It's only gotten better as the season has progressed through the first 3 games. I'm going to say he has 2 big catches that get him over that mark.
Okay, Kayvon Thibodeau has 1 sack this season. Does he pick up a second one tonight?
I'm going to say no, and mainly because Shane Waldron, the offensive coordinator for Seattle, I think does as good a job as anyone in the NFL of moving the different places that Geno Smith throws the football from. It's very difficult for a defensive lineman like Marcus Spears to know where he's going to be on a consistent basis because of that. I think that confusion helps Seattle's offense and confuses that defensive line a little bit and protects Geno Smith.
All right, Seattle 2.5-point favorites the last time I checked. We're going to pick this game a little bit later on. Wait until you see who we're taking in this one. We're not agreeing on it, okay? That's coming up later in the show. Let's talk about the game happening tonight as the Giants are getting ready to take on the Seahawks. And Brian Dable arriving here at the stadium. We'll see what he's got cooked up for Daniel Jones and company. Remember, Saquon Barkley is doubtful for this game, about 3 hours away from kickoff. And the Giants are going to have to get off to a better start tonight than they have for their first 3 games this season. They've been outscored 63-6 in the first half of games this season. That's the worst first half points differential in a team's first 3 games of a season since the 1989 Packers. But they've improved both in the passing and running game in the second half. Time now for Game Picks, brought to you by Truly Hard Seltzer. And for this one, we're going to go around the horn. We don't agree on these picks, so I'm pretty excited to see who everyone's taking. Should we start with Dan?
That's a good thing. Yeah, I'm going to take the Giants. I kind of talked about Seattle's secondary before in really the middle of the field. I think Daniel Jones with Darren Waller and Bellinger and that 2 tight end package is going to have the opportunity to vacate some zones. It's a huge game for the Giants at home. I'm going to take them to win.
Not a whole lot of mystery here, by the way.
I know, right?
Let's hear why.
I am going with Seattle. When I think about what Geno Smith has been able to do, looking in the backfield with Kenneth Walker Jr., also Zach Charbonnet, the play-action game has been huge for this team. And DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, I expect expect them to take advantage of some of those mismatches in the New York Giants backfield.
Yeah, I'm going Seattle. Remember, Geno is back in a place where he was.
Yeah.
They told him he couldn't play.
Yeah.
A lot of motivation. I think Noah Fant going to have a big stamp on this game
needs
as
to.
well.
I like that.
Middle of the field. I like the tight end position, and that's on my socks.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, your socks are a whole new thing.
Nah.
Someone make a Twitter account for Marcus's holy socks. Praise Jesus. Okay, I am going with the Giants, and that's because I actually just think that Daniel Jones showed me a few things a couple games ago, and I think Brian Dable's going to have something cooked up. It's Monday Night Football. They want to win here. The Jets almost won here last night. They weren't able to pull it off. We'll see if the other New York team can get it done.